Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present the video highlights of the last chance qualifier match between FURIA Esports and Elevate Academy during the Brazil League 2024 Stage 2. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
So focused on trying to find these kills from up above. Deathmark tracker goes out. Bullets fly in response to hunt down that Capcan. Hunter has taken so much damage and finally traded, but he's got the right idea. Just sprint around the site, make yourself difficult to hit because FURIA only have 30 seconds left now to convert to this bottom floor, and we've got 3 people stacked up on Exo stairs. Unfortunately, it's Naka with the Boss G to try to find all 3 of these players. He flicks onto the second, and one more shot for the third as the IQ wraps around the column. Velopox will manage the kill, and somehow the Vigil gets away. We'll just rotate up the Exo stairs. The IQ doesn't have time to check his back. Nade has to do everything and more on this coverage. Has the right idea, but he can't stop that
front loc, but we'll just have to see if it's around the IT space. But just keep track of that for Herds, because as of right now, I don't think he's capable of moving, very aggressively. They're going to get it down into the pseudo 3 versus 3. KZ is down, and this is not year 5, folks, so he will not be able to pick himself back up. One of his teammates will have to do that. They'll get that done, so make it a 4 versus 3 now. FURIA have done the initial portion of what you want when it comes to this top floor. You've got an IT open. They've got a breach over here on the connector side, looking to try and get some Candelas in on the back server stack. Elevate, though, have a very solid defensive position. This could go any way.
And it seems to go the way of FURIA. Herds might fall, but it at least distracts the Garage player enough for Nade to get that trade. And Velopox able to pick up another one. Nigel will reveal his position both with that kill and with the impact. One player wrapping around electrical. He reads it in time, but there's just not enough to land those shots. FURIA will tie things up early on. Might stall a little bit outside the breach, but they realize
stairs to work that soft flooring from that space down low. Sometimes with a Solus, sometimes just with somebody with a nitro cell. It really just depends on the squad. But this time around, Herds is going to actually strike how we usually see, but he'll be immediately gunned down. Nate and the rest of the gang, though, are right around the corner to assist with this. And this is what I was talking about, Carter. A lot of the times he's here to just get that initial opening and get that initial frag. And as soon as that goes off and he creates that space, FURIA is able to fill in that gap with the rest of their players. This is a perfect moment here in round 3 to highlight that.
Absolutely, and just able to find that gap and alongside the rest of his team, create that action, that chaos on the top floor that FURIA are able to exploit. Might have lost the first, but a very strong boogie drone, and Nade Velopox is completely unaware. Thankfully, at least this vertical control that he's established does not look directly down into the site that FURIA want to go for. But he can still pressure inside a garage, still take the fight to anybody playing on the opposite side. JV92 holds, but loses a key engagement. And now is where FURIA really start to face problems. Control of that hatch for the defense, that'd be bad enough. But losing Herds in a 2v5, when you're stuck inside one breach in one room, it's not looking good. Casey will win one fight, but Naka's just around the corner for the trade, baiting in the best way possible. Elevate tie it up. Basement seems to be their strong suit.
Really good on Elevate, and I mean, hey, there is a world, there is a realm where you just leave somebody on that mid floor in a corner and see if he gets droned out. FURIA didn't do their due diligence. They get punished for it, and they lose an entire round, because when something like this happens and you lose so many players at such low timing, how is anybody supposed to do? He killed him from Barrel's window, 100%. There's no way.
Did he hop out?
I don't know if he just held an angle there or what, but it's either that or it's the garage panel. But either way, you cut it. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, buddy, I don't think you got the timing on that one, my friend. But Elevate surely does across the board. I mean, yeah, you guys get one, but FURIA, I'm just going to say it, Carter. Your round's basically screwed from this moment out. There's not much that you're
right now, which is they just stare at the Aqua doorway, and you got to basically pray that the luck goes your way and Elevate Academy make a couple mistakes.
Oh, man.
C4 goes out. Velopox not able to dodge just because of the difficulty that rotate, and Naka will finish it off. Guaranteed tie game by Elevate Academy as coming out of the break.
We see Herds really get away with something scot-free. No damage dealt to him. Just going to continue to position around the catwalk space. Has one here inside of Command Center, but just cannot find the frag.
He cannot, and Candela doesn't seem to matter. Just FURIA is winning every single 1v1 that presents themselves. Velopox gets the second kill, Bandit cut down. They found their way into the bomb site. They found their way into the top floor. Every single thing is going FURIA's way as we move into the post. 2v5 for Elevate Academy. 2v4 as Nigel retakes Garage ever so slightly, but Nate able to win that second engagement. That would have been big, because this would be a 2v2 right now if Nigel is able to win that fight, transferring onto the player outside of Garage. But as he falls, Hunter's efforts now seem more and more impactless. Shotgun may create vertical angles, but Furia know he's on this top floor, and they've got the hatch covered. They've got the rafters covered. Any place that Hunter could retreat, including the Aqua Stairs, there's somebody close by to get this kill. All of that, of course, would even matter more if we didn't just pass the point of no return anyway. 3-2-3 at the side swap. Furia finally able to activate Herds and win the round off the back of it.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, you can't be mad at a 3-3 split, and they were eventually able to work Herds into a more favorable position. That was the big game changer here for Furia. Not only was it Herds being able to kind of oversee Catwalk there for some time, but they got all of their breaches open, Carter. They know that Furia loves to have these aggressive moments, especially early on, to try and set something up for themselves. But obviously, this time around, the shoe's on the other foot. Elevate with a very successful opener there, all off of just baiting out their opponent. But hey, Furia, the one thing about this squad links, they never go quietly into the night, do they? They double down a lot of the time, and that's what we see. An aggressive angle being held here in Electrical will gift another kill, and Herds with a nice frag of pre-fire, and Nigel puts his face where he doesn't belong. He ends up going down. Furia able to take that man advantage back into their control. Now let's see what Elevate's capable of doing in the last minute 15.
They're lacking a lot of the tools to bring back this man count in a safe way. The Grim is very nice and can enable somebody to maybe find Hertz's position close on this reinforcement, but the lack of the Deimos could be a bit of a problem. You could go below with the shotgun, try to find Nade, try to find Hertz close on this breach, but instead they're just trying to take 1v1 gunfights, all entirely from Electrical and Connector, it seems, and it doesn't work out. The Buck Band might hurt you, but lacking some good tools for the job, Furia able to heat up in round 7 and retake their lead.
Exactly that. These more aggressive swings, but they know how to do it tastefully. They're not going over the top. And oh, Nigel! I was so scared for him for a split second, but he ends up taking down JV92. No Ghost in the Shell this round. He'll end up going down, so will Nigel, but they might be able to reclaim here, be able to pick him back up. Furia, not too aggressive on this top floor as of right now, post-situation, and now waiting to see exactly how they can deliver further on into round 8.
You really want to keep this Deimos if you can. Hunter with a very good spray through the wall. KZ cut down on that top floor. Not able to teleport or recall back to the site, switch places, and suddenly leave that roam. That means that with Herds falling back as well, Elevate able to recover that Deimos, so your Deathmark trackers and your Dokkaebi calls will both be online as we enter into the late round. Herds tagged and finished off. Hunter on for 2 in round 8. Bellapox and Nade have their work cut out for them, because Elevate are right on there.
A dead man walking. Flashbangs in. They know that they've been occupying the stairwell over here for quite some time. And Elevate, they made so much time in this round. I mean, it feels like this has been going on for eternity. They still have 40 seconds and 3 bodies of Furia on the ground. This is a big moment here, but Merzel gets it done. It's a flawless round for Elevate as they whip out all the cards on Furia, practically on their back in general, as there was no fighting this once we got through the first minute 30.
No, and look at that. Second bullet hits KZ right in the face on the opposite side of the Aqua wall.
How things continue to work out here for Furia, but as of right now, Elevate AC standing toe-to-toe with one of the best in the business. And Herds, you gotta wait for the panel to go off, my friend. No patience in this guy, and he ends up getting gunned down. Nako will get traded.
It's in a very early death that is traded, and in response, you take down the ace. In terms of utility, that's not a terrible trade. There are still 2 sources of hard breaching for the attack. The Thermite has both of his exothermics in pocket.
Definitely know he's here. You can see that push coming in from the stairwell. They're probably going to try and deal with JV before they do anything at all. You can see the 2 bodies here. Ash is going to try and clear it. Nigel ends up going down. It just doesn't work out. Thought that was the Ash for a second, but it's Doke instead. My silhouette's just not as good as they used to be, folks. But 2 versus 2 now with 46 seconds remaining. This obviously favors the defense a little bit, but no Nitro Cell in Nade's pockets. It's going to be straight up gunplay here for Furia to try and thwart Elevate, no EE1Ds for the defense either. Some verticality and Felipox in tow up top. This could get interesting if they're able to get this pick on a nade.
Yeah, Nade's got to hold out for the time being, but what is Felipox's role in this going to be? Now that they've rotated over to Exo, will he go for the long flank? Will he just retreat down the cargo stairs? No, he's going all the way to the opposite side and retaking this vertical control. Are angles looking down? Are they directly over the diffuser? He's got the super shorty in pocket as well. It's activated. Merzel shoots his own teammate, and that's the round. Elevate Academy taking the L off a bit of chaos and unlucky gunplay on basement. That gives FURIA the lead right back.
I mean, how goddamn annoying is this? I mean, just be honest, Carter. Like, this is, if you're looking at this from Elevate's position, you're just like, can somebody please let me in the building? Anybody at all? And the answer is no, up until they just try and beat FURIA over the head with a baseball bat. Oh my God. 2 huge kills. Herds is going to somehow burn up one of the offenders with a Goyo canister, and they'll get nade back up. It's a 3 versus 3. They've somehow equalized their footing going into this last round after that burst of speed out of Elevate, but Elevate's going to pull it back into their favor.
I've got no idea what is going on. I'm going to be honest with you guys. JV92 trying to play ring around the Rosie. Will trade with Nigel, but there leaves one player alive on the attack.
I'm gonna try and take fights with you, and this is something that Elevate was really good about dealing with from the defensive end. But now that they're on the offense and they have to try and aggress into the map, this is where FURIA becomes their most lethal. This is a squad that if you do not give proper respect and you don't do your due diligence, especially in securing solid info, they're going to punish you. And the entire strategy that they got going on right here, Carter, all rests on the fact that they can get some early aggressive, hijinks going on and then lean on that clash, delay things out here at the tail end and make it to where these offenders cannot move in a successful way. One more EMP out here for Naka, and that's the proper response. Try and EMP the clash, but some solid play here from Nade. I mean, what do you do in this situation?
I mean, there's nothing really you can do, and with losing that Zofia, that was a tool to deal with the clash, but Nigel being cut down, you got nothing. You got a whole lot of nothing. What's the Deathmark tracker going to do? Remind you of the impending doom, the inability to take this bomb site away from FURIA. It is just a sore and unnecessary reminder that you have lost round 11, and FURIA will move to match point, impactless frag or not.
Yeah, Hunter's in Northside Japan right now. Like, this is absolutely insane. I was like, I'm just going to go hike Fujikado.
Top floor. So as the pressure starts coming in, Nigel's got to back off. FURIA are holding on as best they can. Naka sees his opportunity, and Felipox goes down, and the defense knows truly how trapped they are.
And it's got to be now. I mean, we need to see Elevate try and beat up FURIA on this top floor. Hunter's going to get another one on a JV92, and now it's down to the 2 versus 4. What can Nades and Herds create here to potentially take this map in regulation? They're both on the mid floor. A big moment here for Herds, but he misses the shots. The SMG-12 will rip him apart. Nade with a nice shot onto Naka. It's a 1 versus 3, but Elevate know that they can try and convert it into the basement now.
Yeah, I mean, they've retaken the site. The moment that call comes out that he's XO, there's nothing you can do. Overtime on Nighthaven. FURIA's pick looking good in some cases, but not close enough to trying to take away the Aqua door control. With the mute coming in from FURIA, that's clearly a reaction to the Deimos, which has now allowed Elevate Academy to drop it off in light of very, very stringent hard breach denial. And KZ, that garage player I mentioned, who can be so impactful, him going down opens up a lot of options for how Elevate can take this.
Yeah, and this is twice now, Carter, where we've seen FURIA go for that mainline strategy they like, play aggressive to the outside of the bodies to try and deal with these rotations. Let's see what's going to happen, especially with Nade here. He's got that deployable shield. He will not be able to play any prevention from down low unless he's able to get that shotgun put to good use, but he's going to get gunned down instead, and all of a sudden it's JV92 alone on an island, alone in a room. He'll catch 1, he'll catch 2, but that SMG-11, the magazine eats at his soul, Carter, and Elevate will take the lead here in OT.
In pocket, finding that pick would be very, very nice. Osa plant also online. Speaking of poor intel, KZ losing an important engagement. No teammates around to go for the trade. And with so many Roteros in pocket. Bad for FURIA early on. Felipox will land that trade. Nitro goes out, but Felipox and JV92 on. Just swing out around with the MP7 and win rounds single-handedly by denying the plant in this very position. Talon Shield goes out and Naka is pinched up above. The second floor retake does not work. This was Elevate's saving grace on previous basement defenses, and there he sees it. Hunter lets it tick down and finds both on the opposite side of the window. Goku C4 used for the verticality, and that forces JV's hand as they are out of Nighthaven, an 8-6 loss. Well, if you missed map 1, you missed an event, to say the least. FURIA losing on their own pick to Elevate Academy. And I hate to bring it up again, but it just happened. If you're watching LCQ, you might know how the story goes when a T2 team goes up against an international champion.
CCTV, the garage space. Grim deals with those so extremely well. So a well thought out game plan here from FURIA to remove that, as they'll be starting things out on defense. Might let them get away with some more aggressive moments like what we've talked about in the video. A lot of awesome stuff, a lot of great things for the future of Rainbow Six Siege Esports. And if you're here, well, you're probably invested since you're watching an English broadcast for a Brazilian region. KZ is going to kick things off with a bang. Herds for a double as Elevate not hot to trot in round 1.
No, trying to find ways to clear out this roam, and they have just run smack dab into it and lost every single gunfight. Goku will drop and reveals his position as KZ crosses back into the site, decides to take the engagement, try and find shot in blue, will reveal the position. Vulcan canister popped, will stop anybody from rotating back in through Moto, but that can still allow JV to hold a long angle. And with the 8 of those feet holes, see the IQ, shutter down, and Fear Age 2, we were reminded of a consistent trend on this roster, which is Herds, specifically on Mira, will just find himself on an island, but well, this go around, it's KZ stuck by himself, not entirely unintentionally. He's supposed to be in garage, but Nigel Ash charges the garage door, walks in, kills 2 people, and gets traded by Fellapox, but you have earned your weight in gold.
They can see what they can get with this fishing line.
Oh yeah, I mean, you took out 2 garage players in the first, 2 seconds of the round, and you've got full Capital util. Herds has really got to worry, and look, he's immediately pushed off, rotates deeper into garage. I mean, this has been an incredible round from Elevate Academy. The coordination on point, the individual skill on point. I don't even know where Goku shot that guy.
Still with some solid considerations, given the circumstances of how Cash has played out.
Yeah, they've been able to take that control away. Elevate Academy have gained so much ground on just holding angles, able to win fights against Fury of Logi. There is not enough time, with only the Maverick on board and the Ace being gone, to open up that jacuzzi wall. So Goku instead will take a long angle, see if anybody's rotating through. But again, Nigel, how is he winning these fights? He just finds the exact right opportunity and is able to shut down the bathroom player. Now Elevate Academy sprint on into Jim, cross in front of the Mira, and start putting this diffuser down. Nigel might fall, but he's already done his work. Naka on the fall off with the pistol will find one. And Nate has got a clutch coming out of the Logi position. He'll rotate in front of the jacuzzi wall. Maverick holding a very tight angle inside. He tries to rotate. And with that Deimos falling and Fellapox still holding the position. Even on 26 HP, Sam, he gets one shot off and it might be done. Herds with a C4. Elevate Academy struggling immensely on this clear, moving individually, completely caught off guard by Furia's aggression.
Yeah, they're staying true to themselves, man. And, you know, as of right now, it's feast or famine for Furia. Again, just doubling down on aggressiveness and winning it out because of that. A Nitro Cell out, not going to deal any damage to this player, but Hunter's already got plenty of damage dealt to him. Practically 2 bullets out of anything takes him down. And a nice little angle there from our smoke, but Fleepox will not be able to get the frag. Still looking to try and kill this player on the master balcony, but not capable of finding much. This is where you want to see Furia slow things down just a little bit, because eventually Elevate might be able to work their way back into things. They'll be able to 2's doing inside of Freezer. He knows they're not going to drone this out. He knows that there's no drone inside of Kitchen. So he's just going to sit here and wait to see if anybody shows up to try and deal with the hatch. More than likely, Goku will be trying to do that, but they could also just try and go direct, which is exactly what they'll try to do. Will they be successful about it? No, they won't. Goku will go down to Herds. It's all up to Hunter to try and close this out.
That barbed wire is so annoying.
All the bodies in favor of Elevate. Yeah, some solid damage dealt to them, but you're always going to want an extra gun. It's very nice to have. Nigel with another kill, still very aggressive on these angles and is able to punish KZ as he's holding on to that construction single. And yet another situation where Elevate gets the big picks and they have plenty of time to try and work this bomb site.
Felipok stunned down below, but he's already got rid of his C4. They didn't even need to really go for that. Maybe there's a vertical angle, but just insult to injury for FURIA. He tried to deny the logistics position. He holds the vert down below, and FURIA are caught standing still, flying blind, completely powerless to stop Elevate Academy from ripping every
stack. A bunch of different ways that things can work out, but not nearly as many bodies in the area as of right now, given the circumstance that the main breach is open. 2 nitro cells, 2 kills for FURIA. It's working out pretty handedly for them right now, trying to create a hop hole. They know one's in behind green box, but oh no, this is getting really risky, and they have another body to show up, and this is what I was hoping to see out of FURIA. They dial things back from 10, but it's still an 8, right? They're just waiting to see where Elevate's going to try and... Although, as you said, KZ on low HP, getting away with a lot already here in round 7, and a very solid clear thus far of this extension. Nigel will be able to get one, as he has constantly been the thorn in the side of FURIA throughout this entire series so far. Jackal track out will find Nigel, but he's already escaped fate. He's went back downstairs. They'll find Hunter too, as he's still on an extension. That will probably be the main thing that FURIA looks to try and punish now. You can see Naka's going to be in, some realm of the vigil to try and support here, as they know that this clear should be coming through. You get a little worried on this angle as Legion will swing through, but Nade's ready for it. Naka, you're not going to go unchecked in a situation like this. FURIA, they're about their gunfights, and they're going to get away with another.
Elevate Academy just losing so consistently on these engagements. Anytime they try to get aggressive against FURIA, whether it's trying to find the thermite on Jacuzzi balcony or trying to catch this player cutting off the roam on main stairs, they are losing everything. KZ finished off just because he was already so low. FURIA have the advantage. They've got the control. One player close on this angle. Oh, just immediately domed by Nade. Not a chance to respond. The Frost will spot one, but can't even find the Maverick. Are you... Elevate start to creep forward. Hunter playing aggressively on this window. 1 and 2 outside, but he's aimed in the middle, splitting the difference and getting nothing. Gym player down, but still one around the corner. One will win the fight down below, but the site players need to hold strong. The castle is dead. Felipok shuts him down. And the man advantage now slips the way of FURIA. Attack has taken control of the site. Merzel looks to retake, and Naka looks to flank, but Bot walking through Gym, that's not denying round 5 for FURIA, my friend. Merzel left to spot where this diffuser's going down, deny the plant, and bring this round over the line for Elevate. 15 seconds remaining. No blue control. No attacker on the bottom floor. Herds might open things up, but Merzel looks like he's shutting it down. 10 seconds. 2v4. 3-piece for the Valkyrie on 4 HP. And time to find the remaining intel for all these positions. 5 drones remaining. If FURIA don't get match point off the back of this round, things are going to look really, really rough. Nigel caught asleep at the wheel, and Herds will just take the space. Gumine will latch into his foot, so he will have to hold for the time being. Hunter looks to flank, goes for the retake, over by bedroom. Oh, Naka doesn't commit to the swing, but now Hunter finds his moment. Lets one slip by. There's nothing. You gotta hit something, Hunter, as we move into the post, and everyone is ready.
Server stack. Looking to try and potentially take the fight from JV92. Goes for the cross, but he's going to end up going down. Finally, the kill will come through, although JV92 pretty banged up going into the last minute.
But he's able to make that a 5v4. We've still got all 4 Candelas. Might be no EE1Ds, but 9 sets of flashes, 2 smoke grenades. There are so many angles and ways to cut off these defenders from aiding each other. On a long angle, Herds and JV both find one. Nade caught with a flash in hand. That's Diffuser outside the breach, but very easily picked back up. A Candelo roars after the bandit and only just barely shot. Goku inside of the gym, behind the bomb chassis, found out, and Hunter shut down. 6 and 5, so sure, less kills, but whatever. It was a team game for FURIA to close that out with specifically Herds putting in as much effort as JV92, and especially Felipok that game, doing so much on his normal backline role, but whether he's playing Ying or Thermite, he was doing really well on that attack side in particular. As for Elevate Academy,
Now, we've already touched on some of the key contrasts when it comes to these two maps, and as of now, it's 1-1 for these two teams as we round things off into our last map. Here is the complete best of 3 stats thus far through these two maps, and you can see things are pretty even keeled, folks. Look at these EPSs in between these two squads. And that's why we see these operators highlighted time and time again whenever we enter Skyscraper. So those two are going to be removed. We'll more than likely be seeing a little bit of Fuse Shield, I would expect, just because of how sellers market.
how much our KZ herds are going to give away? Nothing whatsoever. The man.
Fresher faces, I'm sure that we haven't said the audience, Carter. They're about to see just why this map is so difficult from the hunters around this area. He'll work his way upstairs. That player engaged is going to take a few rounds, but Elevate doesn't really have a snowball's chance in hell of working their way through this. The fire's too hot. The flame nipping at their bandit batteries on the main breach there for T. They have to try and get aggressive, and they're getting caught off time and time again. Another nitro cell attempt, and it works. How does Philippok stay alive that long? Elevate, they're just grasping at straws. You can see the anxiety building and simply their body language inside the server. It's a 1v4. Hunter, you might as well sit outside and take a pseudo timeout, because you're not getting back into this round, my friend. Unless Furia literally just gives up the keys to the castle, there is no way that our Zofia is making it out alive.
No.
Furia have such a great understanding of what to abuse here on Skyscraper, and life is looking darn good for them. Another shot, but it'll be Nade that finds success, even though he goes down. And Furia complicated for Elevate, and they try and pool out over towards, oh my god, Nade, your smoke. Nade, your smoke. KZ, there's no way. You're not gonna hop out this window, are you?
No.
They check it. I'm getting really worried. You never know about this Furia roster, do you, Carter? But they're gonna get away with one. It's gonna be under the Grim. I don't exactly know if that's the best trade out, especially when it comes to this site choice, but we'll just have to see. Usually we see Furia get away with a lot of aggressive antics. This time around, not so much. But as soon as I say that, JV92 makes me eat my words as he guns down Nigel inside of Pantry. And also, he downed Merzel. How the hell did he even get that? Herds will clean it up, and it's a 3 versus 2.
An immense, constant amount of action in the first minute and a half as Hunter with further up the main staircase. One drone, 45 seconds. You've got time to reset, but well, we know what to adjust for rounds 5 and 6, but let's let them actually do it first. Let's let them actually figure it out. And
nice.
Oh, the buck around the corner. KZ will be cut off.
See the crossfire built up not only by the smoke, but also JV92 being in this location. Nade wants to hold on to this for an extended period of time, and Furia, they all of a sudden make mincemeat of Elevate as they walk right into the setup of Furia. Carter, they knew that these two players are here, and they want all the smoke. But Smoke delivers, doesn't he? He gets a big kill, continues to smoke things off. Fellapox makes a 1 versus 3 when we were just at a 5 versus 3. Elevate, they're selling the whole farm.
This Ash on Black Stairs takes the opportunity, that mirror window getting cracked, to get even closer to the attacking battle lines. Birds will move the head off Goku, but KZ getting a little too aggressive, overheating just a little bit. That R4C kicks a hell of a lot on how to move around it.
They're stuck. Not only physically, but mentally. They are stuck right now, competing against themselves, whereas what we once saw, not only on Clubhouse, but on Night Haven Labs, they did such a good job of dealing with these advantages. They get an advantage, take their time, clear things out successfully in a pretty even-keeled manner. Ever since we got to Skyscraper, Elevate has just been antsy. They're trying for so many different things, and it's constantly just their life points depleting left, right, and center. And this time around, not only is it the bodies, but it's the time as well, Carter. 40 seconds remain. Elevate has been completely boxed out. Yeah, they're going to get this pick, but they're still stuck at the mid portion of the field right now. They still have to worry about the other 50 goddamn yards.
And when you've had a bad day, you're feeling sick, you're feeling down, that is such a long way to run. Birds will remain behind MIBR, C4 in pocket as well. He could avoid this engagement entirely with the time remaining, but he decides to play ball. He gets socked in the face by a fast one. Merzel all hooked to blind the Black Stairs position that Nigel's going to look immediately right to take him down. Supernova intact. or remove Black Stairs from play, but KZ's still active. Herd's still very much active on top. Black ready to play the trade. Puts the Kiba down, tries to stay alive, pulls out the Deagle, hot swap, one tap. Good night, Hunter. Bye-bye. Merzel and Goku 2v3.
We lean into what we saw from FURIA earlier, Carter. We cannot see them overcook this chicken dinner, can we? Oh, Goku with a pre-fire. I think they knew Fellapox was in that corner based off of Merzel being on that window. Down to a 2 versus 2, and it's anybody's ball game. KZ shows up as well. Carter, walk us through this 1v2.
Just calm down. Just calm down. You got 1 minute and 7 seconds. Smokes off the cross, 35 HP. You need to play every second the best you can. JV92 anticipates it. It's a very easy read. He's got one more Candela. He will get shot. He'll back off. He'll land the pre-fire. 1v1. He knows this player is on the second floor, and JV92 rotates out!
There's no secondary hard breach here for the offense at all. FURIA is going to have to try and bottleneck themselves in through a lot of these different portions of the map, and it might start here over on the sword window. JV92 is going to go down, Nitro Cell out, but that's not going to deliver too much here for Elevate. They've already got a lot of these hard moments done and dusted, but FURIA, a lot of time to try and work their way back into this, and Herds, oh my goodness!
Player down below on Elevate Academy, I believe, if the outlines are not deceiving me. Herds with the intel will send shots through the wall, but KZ on to Hunter will instead be the one who breaks the stalemate and reclaims the advantage for FURIA. 10 seconds remaining as FURIA storm closer. They might have the lead, but time's getting too low. Anybody in one singular instance can close this out. Like, I don't know, a smoke around the corner. Engagement right now, but he'll hold. Look at this patience from JV92. Now he creeps forward. He's been spotted by the drone. JV92 is not leaving anything to chance, and he still loses it!
Herds!
Herds might go big. It's still the 4v3, and that minimizes a duel that should have gone their way, but he tries to play for more. Tries to push harder, and Nigel shuts him down. Despite all of that hype, all of that potential energy, the explosion is more a whimper. Naka now trapped inside a Geisha!
Oh my god!
Good night, KZ! Elevate are back in it.
They're staying competitive. But with 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining, you really never know what's going to happen inside of a 2 versus 3 in Siege. Anything could happen, especially with how solid of a roster FURIA is. Fellapox finding his stride as well in the dying moments of Skyscraper. This third map has been his haven.
They are not getting too ahead of themselves. Nigel spotted inside of Office Exhibition. The flashes go out. Fellapox shot by the Warden and Age shut down by the Wamai. Fellapox wins his duel. The most important one has intel! 1v2 for the IGL.
A good possibility of making the streak of attendance for major events 9 straight. It's 100% possible, especially when Fellapox leads the charge and Herds and JV both woke up, even if it happened a little later in the series that we might like.
Yeah, that's a big thing after map 2, right? I mean, all the players with the exception of JV92 were going negative in regards to the KD, and that's totally not